Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm the owner of Denim and Rain. I am an artist. I make little fiber notions, etc. You can find me on all the places down below in the description box. Today I'm going to be chatting about all the things I want to make this summer. Spring is almost done. Well, not quite. We have a couple of weeks left, but mostly for summer. I'm gonna preface this video and say that it's maybe not the list you think it's going to be. There are a couple of tank tops on this list, but majority of the things I plan on knitting this summer are more accessories and full-blown sweaters. I don't really like to stop knitting sweaters through summer. Personally, I love knitting sweaters through summer because then when I get to fall and winter, I already have sweaters made. I love that so very, very much. So to start off, I'm going to go through accessories and then we'll go through tank tops and then we will go through these sweaters I would like to make. I do feel I'm being a little bit ambitious with this list, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think all these things are gonna get made, but I don't feel like it's a completely unreasonable amount of knitting. It just kind of depends on my mood and what I actually end up accomplishing. Now before we get into it, let me show you what I'm wearing. I am wearing, I'll just take one sleeve off, my mini mock neck tank by Jessie May Designs, and this is knit out of Woolberry Fiber Co. Their Berry Natural fingering base, and this is the colorway Peacock Posterior, and I knit the second size. I'm pretty sure I knit the size 3. I could be wrong. It's either 2 or 3. Normally I'm a 2, but I feel like I end up knitting a 3 for this. I absolutely love this, apart from one thing. This. It's too cropped. I used every gram of this yarn and it's just not long enough. And I think there's 2 reasons for that. First was this was a normal fingering and not a light fingering. So it just didn't have enough yardage. And 2, my gauge is just a teeny bit too tight. So yeah, I wouldn't wear this out of the house because I personally, even this little bit I don't like showing any midriff. And then when I lift my arms, it's like, no thank you. So though I love the color and the fit of this, like the fit is absolutely fabulous. I love the armhole, I love the neck, I think it's really beautiful. I probably would only wear this around the house with my like leggings or high-waisted shorts or jeans or something, and not out, or maybe under something that I could button up to cover up my little tum-tum. Okay, but let's get into all the things that I want to make going forward. Okay, I want to make socks, just all the socks. I'm not going to show you all the yarns for all the socks I want to make because once I finish a pair of socks, I am always like in a certain mood and I want to knit the colors that I'm feeling in the moment. So like at this moment, I'm almost done with a pair of socks right now. So the next pair of socks I plan on casting on, it's just, I always knit vanilla socks. I've decided I'm a vanilla sock person. But I have this Magpie Fibers yarn. It's just a sock yarn. And then I have these 2 that I plan on using with it. Plan on this being the cuff, heels and toe, and then little pops of this, so like this will be at the cuff top, and then also I think the very end of the toe. So yeah, that's the first pair of socks I plan on making, and then for the rest of summer, we'll see what colors take my fancy. And who knows, some of those socks may be shorties, or maybe I'll take a break from socks, I don't really know, but I usually like to have some socks on the go, because it's just really easy for taking out with me, and I mean summer is busy usually, so socks are easy to take along, and then I like to take them on our walks. So yeah, I want to make my son another hat. Unfortunately, his got thrown into the washer and the dryer, so he's been begging me for another hat, and I'm like, we're coming into spring and summer, kiddo, like you don't need a hat right now, but he keeps asking me for it, so I'm gonna make sure I make him a hat so that way by fall he has a hat. Now, I do feel I am playing with fire a little bit by choosing this yarn because it is a non-superwash. and I could end up with the same issue where it gets put into the washer and dryer. But I am thinking maybe I could make it bigger to felt it on purpose. I don't know. But this is the yarn I've chosen. It's Knit Picks Woolen Tweed. It's an Aran weight, so it should knit up nice and quick. It is a merino, baby alpaca, and viscose blend. And yeah, I really like it. I think it's very pretty. It is very, very soft. I might also use this. Maybe I should use this for my dad. Oh, I don't know. I'm undecided. But I did grab this because I was like, this would look, I think, good on him. But maybe I'll find a blue yarn. I feel like blue would look better on him because he's got some killer blue eyes. So yeah, my dad would be better at caring for this. This is how my brain works, people. It's just all over the place. I can't help it. Regardless, a hat will be made out of this summer. And I will make my son a hat. Maybe I'll make him a hat out of the same yarn I'm making myself a hat out of. So moving on to me, I want to make myself another hat. And I have this leftover Knit Picks High Desert Tweed wool from making my sweater out of. This is gifted yarn. By the way, the last yarn was also gifted. So I have a good amount of this left over, so I want to make myself a hat, and then maybe I will also make my son a hat because his eyes are a little bit brighter blue than mine. I feel like this would look really good. So yeah. The last accessory I have is more of a long-term accessory. It's not something I anticipate finishing this summer at all. It might be something that bleeds over into fall, maybe even winter. I'm not really sure. But I would like to make the Frank Shawl by Joji Locatelli. I plan on making it in just one color, and that color is going to be Drops Saffron. It is a cotton yarn, and it is this fabulous navy blue. Now, I'm not really a shawl person too much. It's just not really my vibe, but I do really like the shape of the Frank, and I have recently been wearing my cotton blanket I made and finished up last year. I've been wearing that around the house. So I was thinking I should just make myself a shawl. You should do it. So I have the pattern picked out, I have the yarn picked out, and I'm gonna make that for myself. It is a fingering weight pattern, and this is more of a heavy fingering sport weight. I think it's categorized as a sport, and probably, yeah, it's more of a sport. But I think it'll be really great for it. And again, I just want it in one color. I really love her version with the 3 colors, and if I like how this works up, maybe I'd knit another to just like have, because my daughter also likes to like drape things on her, so maybe I can make her one as well at some point in the future. Who knows? But as of right now, I have the Frank Shawl as something I'd like to get started this summer. It would take place of a blanket because I usually have a blanket on the go at some point in time. I do have a crochet blanket I'm trying to finish up. We'll see if that gets done or not. I realized, I laid it out the other day to see how big it was, and I realized my tension has greatly changed since I started it. It started out pretty loose, and now we're getting tighter and tighter and tighter as we go. I know the stitch count is the same, so you know, I don't know what's happening. Anyhow, I'm apparently very scatterbrained today, I'm sorry. But yeah, Frank Shawl, socks, hats, various hats being made for all the different people. All right, let's get into tank tops. So I have 3 on my list that I would like to make. And the first one I want to work on, or I don't really know which one I want to start first. I know which one I'm going to start last, but I'm not really sure which of these 2 that I'm going to do first. But I'm bouncing around doing the Home Camisole by Kadri out of this True Boo, which is this 100% bamboo from Lion Brand. It is showing up at a much warmer tone than it is in person. It's a bit cooler and less pinky. It's almost coming up a little pinky. It's a little bit more like this color. But it's really nice. It's very soft. I would like to, yeah, I think have a tank top out of this. This would be fabulous. This is a color slate. Each ball of this is 100 grams and has 241 yards. I have 3 of this, so that's way more than what I need. But yeah, I'm very excited to make this. But I'm also trying to decide if I should cast on another mini mock neck tank by Jessie Maed. Now this time I will knit it longer because I have a yarn that has more yardage. This is a light fingering weight yarn. I already have it caked up and everything. This is the yarn I got. I ordered from Fuzzy Peach Fibers. This is the pre-order she had for her Joshua Tree collection, and this color is Reflection. And the base is a 75/25 merino nylon, has 463 yards, and that's per 100 grams, and I did weigh it, and it is 109 grams, so I do have a tiny bit more yardage, which is great. So yeah, I really love this blue though. It's very pretty. It's not quite a baby blue or sky blue. It almost has a little bit of a denim-y color to it, which of course I like denim and the blues. I mean, my business name is literally called Denim and Rain, so blues. Blues are good. I also love greens. Green is probably my favorite color, very closely followed by blue. I think though I've just decided what I'm gonna do first. I'm definitely going to do the home camisole next because I think by the time I get this finished, I could cast this on and take this with to our beach trip in July, and that will give me a good amount of knitting because it's fingering weight, stockinette in the body. I think it'll be perfect. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast this on next, followed by the mini mock neck, hopefully longer this time. The next thing I'm wanting to cast on, like more towards the end of summer and fall, is going to be another Tonight top by Lily Kate France. Now the last one I made was more like this. I modified the pattern heavily to be more negative ease and like a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit more fitted than the pattern actually is. So this time I'm wanting to make it more true to pattern, where it has more of that higher mock neck and then is a little bit more positive ease in it. And I'm going to be using this fabulous yarn from Golden Hour Knitwear, and this is the colorway You Can Call Me Joe from her Princess Diaries collection. And this is a fingering weight merino cotton blend, and I'm very excited to use this base. It is coming up a little bit warmer on screen. My lighting is like in and out because of the clouds. It's spring here in the Pacific Northwest, so that means clouds and periodic sun and stuff, which means the tone of the lighting changes constantly. But I'm very excited about this. I'm seeing this as a layering piece, something that I can wear because our Septembers and Octobers have been kind of warm lately. Thank you, climate change. But it's been like, I swear, like last year we didn't get autumn until almost the end of November. So I'm thinking this would be a fabulous piece to have for underneath flannel shirts, or I don't know, I just think it would be perfect. And then I can take off like a cardigan and then like a good layer. Good layering piece, you get the point. So here they are, the 3 yarns I plan on using for my summer tank tops. I'm very excited. Okay, now I mentioned at the beginning, I personally like to keep knitting sweaters through the summer because I like to get to fall and winter and have some pre-made things. I think that is just the best. I have been thinking about doing a knit along. I don't know what to call it, so please put in the comments any clever ideas that you might have for a name, but a like knitting for winter through summer type knit along, something like that. I don't really know the name of it yet, but I'm thinking of starting this the first day of summer, and you can knit literally any pattern you want, just as long as it is a fall winter type garment. It doesn't necessarily need to be a sweater. It could be like a vest or one of those, what are they? It's got like the neck and like the front, but no sleeves. I don't know what those are called. It's not a very like United States type thing, but I have seen them become a little bit more popular. But something like that, just anything that's designed for fall and winter. I personally have a couple of sweaters that are knit out of cotton yarn that are really great for summer, fall, or winter, because our winters are a little bit milder than a lot of places, and our like summers are also not quite as hot as a lot of places. Like it can get pretty chilly in the evenings. So I love cotton. I love cotton sweaters. I have a couple of store-made cotton sweaters that I really, really like. So the first sweater that I plan on finishing, because I've already started making it, is the Alvar Pullover by Sari Nordland. And as you can see, I've already made pretty good progress on this. I just joined the body last night, and this is an all over textured sweater, and I am knitting this out of Drops Cotton Light, which is a cotton and polyester blend. It has a nice like drape to it. It is kind of annoying to knit with. It is pretty splitty, but I have gotten the trick of it since like starting, because when I first started, I swear every stitch I was splitting and it was driving me freaking crazy. But I have figured out the trick of it, and I'm only splitting stitches every now and then. But I'm very excited to have this. I would like to have this maybe by the time we go on our beach trip, because I feel like this would be really great to wear on the beach, because we're going to the Washington coast, and the Washington coast in summer is it's not tropical by any means. It's usually actually pretty cold, and you want to wear sweatshirts and things, so having this might be kind of nice. So there is sweater number 1. Sweater number 2 is another cotton sweater. This does not have any pattern. This is just a raglan that I've cast on, and I did cast this on a while ago. I actually put it on pause because I first off started knitting other things, and then I ended up breaking a needle. I am knitting this on 3.75 millimeter needles, and they're wood, so they're a little bit fragile. But I am knitting this out of Drops Saffron, same as that blue yarn I want to knit the Frank out of, and it's this really lovely white. It's color 72 if you are wondering. And this is what I have so far. Not a whole lot. I am done with like the short row shaping. Now we just gotta go round and round and round doing all the raglan increases until we get to the point of sleeves. I am thinking this neckline, I may need to put a little bit of like a thin elastic thread through there just to keep it from ending up flaring out. It doesn't do that too much now, but cotton has a tendency to just do whatever the heck it wants. And that's honestly okay with me. I know how cotton behaves, so these behaviors aren't like shocking to me in any way. Cotton can be a little uneven when working it up. It can be a little bit testy, but you know, I really like the fabric it creates. So I'm willing to put up with the little oddball features that it has. So yeah, just a basic white raglan. I think this would be really lovely to have. I feel like it's already been a long-term project. I started this back in December, and this is how far we are. I am not in any hurry for it. I mean, I would maybe like to wear it this summer, but if not, I'm not cut up about it. It's not something I've been like itching to have. It's just something I like to work on here and there. I do have 2 more sweaters for me that I'm wanting to work on, but I also want to work on a sweater for my son, Benjamin, who is going to be, no, he just turned 8. And I am knitting him just a basic raglan out of this Drops Paris, which again is 100% cotton. I really like, again, cotton sweaters. They're just really nice. They're easy to care for, and I feel like it'll be really good for him as like a sweatshirt style. So I haven't picked out a pattern. I think I'm gonna do just a basic raglan or maybe a basic drop shoulder. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I do know what yarn I'm using, and I do know that it'll be nice and simple because he likes to just chuck these things on with everything. My kids, when I knit them a sweater, they wear their sweaters, so I want to make sure it's a very strong fiber that I use and that it's a very wearable type item. Right, so as soon as I am done with probably my Alvar Pullover, I want to cast on this yarn. So I don't have a pattern picked out for this one. I plan on doing a very sweatshirt style raglan for this. Now this yarn is the home colorway from Sorella that I was given quite a few years ago. Well, maybe 2, 3 years ago now. I had one that I had purchased and then was given 2 more skeins to be able to make a sweater. The dye lots are very different on them. I've talked about this before, but what I plan on doing is taking the single hank that I have that's very different and using that as the neckband, the cuffs, and the hem, and without this alpaca. So the plan is to hold the fingering weight double, do a folded neckband, and then the cuffs and the hem, no alpaca, and then the entire body and sleeves will be held double with this alpaca silk from Drops in black. So that will make this green just a little bit moodier and darker, which I'm very excited about. I also plan on knitting this at a fairly loose gauge. I want to try and get as much out of this yarn as I can. I would like to be able to knit the entire body and sleeves out of just the 2 hanks that are the same. It's the plan anyways. I don't know how that'll end up working out because I'd like it to be oversized. But again, if I knit it at a very loose gauge, I'm hoping I can maybe make it happen. I am wanting this to be something very like cozy, comfy, wear around the house, or like wear out with, you know, my family. Like not something like super like chic or anything like that. Something cozy, because I love cozy sweatshirts. They are my favorite things. So knitting one up out of this green I think would be amazing. So that's going to be the next project after the Alvar. I'm not sure if this is the best idea because this is a very fluffy, fuzzy yarn, and as we're heading into spring, summer, I don't know how much I'm going to end up working on this or wanting to work on it, but because the plan is to have it at a nice loose gauge, I hope it'll go quickly, but we'll see. And then the final garment I am wanting to work on for myself, this will probably be a end of summer cast on. I'm wanting to finally cast on the Sibling sweater, My Size by Laura Penrose. The plan is to use these 2 yarns. I have this colorway, which is Teakwood by ZZ Textiles, and then this colorway from Woolberry Fiber Co., which is White Way of Delight. They are both 100% superwash merino. They both seem to be the same twist, the same base, but I'm thinking these should be absolutely lovely as this Sibling sweater. The colors are just coming up so like weird today. This is more what it's like. Just gotta keep it way away from the camera. But I'm very excited about this sweater. I can't wait to cast it on. It just seems, again, like a super cozy sweatshirty like sweater, and I love that style very much. So I'm very much looking forward to knitting this. Stripes are a lot of fun to work up, so that should be really enjoyable. That is all the projects I have planned. That is a lot. Like, it's one of those things where I make the list and it's like, oh, that's nothing. And then as you like see the yarn and you talk about the projects, it's like, ooh, this is maybe more than what I was thinking. But depending on where my knitting mood is at, that will kind of determine how much I end up actually making. The last few weeks, I have been very into knitting. I've only been knitting on 2 things with like a little bit of a third thing in there every now and then, and I've been really enjoying it. So hopefully that knitting mood will just keep on going all the way through summer. We will see. Let me know down in the comments what you are planning for all of your summer makes. Do you make more tank tops or accessories or full-blown sweaters? If you are more into making sweaters, let me know if you're interested in doing a knit along. It would probably be hosted primarily on Instagram. I'd probably chat about it here throughout my videos, but I am most active on Instagram. Ravelry is just not my thing. I try to make it my thing, but I'm just really bad at Ravelry. So let me know if you'd like to join that and if you have any clever ideas for the name. Otherwise it'll probably just be like winter knitting through summer knit along, something like that. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to catch future videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye.